Hello Yogi Bears and welcome back to Yogatober day 19. Day 19 on the 21st? 22nd? 21st? Getting there, catching up. So today we're going to be doing a Cauldron of Calm, restorative magic. Themes are rest, stillness and inner peace. I'm chuckling because I'm not feeling very peaceful right now. I'm feeling mischievous and wily. So we're going to begin with a little bit of seated breathing. And you also might need some blocks or bricks or books is the word I'm looking for. Bricks. Use some bricks if you like. So we're just going to take a seated position first of all. And as usual, you can sit down with the legs out in front of you or crossed or on a chair, whatever feels best for you today. And we're just going to roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe have a little yawn and stretch if you need to. And just allow the hips to get nice and heavy. Spine is nice and tall. And then you can soften the eyes or soften the gaze rather, soften the eyes. Melt your eyeballs in your head. You can soften your gaze or you can close your eyes. Boyfriend's being distracting. Yeah, I'm just closing the eyes. And you can just take a moment here to just notice where the breath is in the body. Is it short and sharp, in the chest or long and deep in the belly? Notice where the mind is. Maybe just notice if there's any niggles or aches, pinches today in the body. And you can just imagine a huge cauldron, maybe bubbling away. I just realised I have this little candle that's a cauldron and I should have lit it, but I do have my little cauldron on my space over there. Okay. So you just imagine your cauldron bubbling away. Maybe it's in my head, mine was like it's got like a luminous green water bubbling away. Give me hocus pocus vibes. Okay, so we're just going to begin with a little bit of gentle cat-cow and child's pose. So we did do this the other day, so we can kind of just revisit it a little bit here. And then the other day also we did do a little bit of playing around, so we can do some circles and things as well with the body. So we're just going to have a little bit of playtime here. Sometimes it's nice to just do whatever feels best in your body. A little bit of movement medicine. Okay, so we're just going to bring I like to bring my knees hip mat width apart and the big toes to touch. You can have your knees closer together for the child's pose, but I'd recommend this, gives you a little bit more space in the hips. So we're just going to inhale, bring the gaze up, chest is forward. And then exhale, arch. Very nice. Inhale to come up. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to bring it all the way back and through, down to child's pose. You can stay here for a full breath, or if you want to have a bit more of a vinyasa, a flow, we can do inhale to rise, cow pose. Exhale, arching, cat pose down into child's pose. A few rounds here, just having a little play. If you watch my body and listen to my breath, you can hear how I'm doing it as almost like it's one continuous movement, like the ocean. So really just inviting you to explore the space between the breaths, the inhales and the exhales. See if you can make them continuous, and just try to, instead of cutting the breath short on the inhale or exhale with the movement, try and have a little play and just see if you can change the movement with the breath. So the breath is guiding the movement rather than the body guiding the movement, if that makes sense. So when I'm arching my back here on my exhale, and I'm coming lower and lower down, I'm not rising until my breath is empty and I start to inhale. We can do the same with our little circles here as well. So if you want to do some circles, then you can. You can just watch me on the screen for a few rounds. How to rise. Exhale to circle it back down. Going through cat-cow as you do this, into child's pose. And then the other way. Moving with the breath. Almost like you're a big wave. Really nice. And then just bring it back down to child's pose. Just take a few moments here to settle. Big, full, deep belly breaths. You can always practice Ujjayi breath. I think I have a video on this, so if I do, I'll try and hunt it out and link it either in the comment cards or the description. And then just gently coming all the way back up. Very nice. In fact, we're actually not going to come up, sorry, we're actually going to come lying down. Bring it low. Okay, we don't need our blocks just yet. Going to do a little recline twist. I'll put it up there for a second. Okay. Oh, very nice. Feel very zenned out now. Oh, I love a good hip circle. Hip circle body roll. Okay. So you can either do both knees at the same time or you can do one at a time. I think I'm feeling one at a time today, so I'm going to bring my left leg down. Allow that hip to get nice and heavy. And then we're just going to inhale and exhale. You can always have a block or a brick or a book here underneath the knee if you like. And then I'm just going to open up my arms. We can do a cactus shape. I'm going to bring the gaze, excuse me, to the right, away from my knee, opposite. Gaze is opposite to the knee. And just enjoy this stretch here. You can always put the hand on the body if that feels better. And just allow the right shoulder to really sink into the mat. This is one of my favourite in-person adjustments to make, because I just come around and I just gently place a hand on the shoulder or just below the shoulder and just breathe. Gently apply a really little light amount of pressure. So if you happen to be practicing this with a friend or a yoga buddy, you can always try that on each other. Just rinsing out the day. Really nice, and then gently coming through center. And then again, just allowing the spine to be nice and flush with the mat. That right hip to be nice and way down. And then left leg coming over. And this time, right, left shoulder coming into the mat. So very nice. Okay, and come back through center and just allow the lower back to get nice and flush with the mat. So this is where you might need your blocks or your books. Or you could use a pillow. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. Which again, I haven't done one of these in a while. I have done bridge pose quite often, but I haven't done supported bridge in a while, so it should be quite nice. Okay. So I'm going to do a few bridge poses first, and then we're going to do a supported bridge pose. So I'm just going to bring the ankles so that we can tickle them. And we're just going to, when we do this, in fact, we can actually use our block or bricks first of all to just grip. So the idea is just to not let your knees splay out. And one way to do this is to have a book or a block betwixt thine knees. Prevent this. Okay. Tickle the heels. And we're just going to take a big breath in. You can snuggle the shoulders slightly as well. And then take a round of breath. Allow the chin to be facing up towards the sky or the ceiling. Oh, excuse me. And then we're just going to take a big breath in, and as we do, we're just going to slowly lift the hips, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hips to the sky, chest to chin, chin to ceiling. And as we exhale, we're just slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering all the way down. Lower back flush with the mat. Okay, we're just going to do a few rounds of this. Inhale. Exhale. Now with the arms, inhale. Lift them up over the back of your head and exhale. Bring them all the way back down. Thinking of that little cauldron, calm, it's bubbling away. Maybe you're giving it a gentle stir, adding eye of a newt. Really nice. Next time, I'm going to use our brick or our blocks, and we're going to come up. So I'm going to have a little play around. It might feel good to stack like so, or maybe just one. We'll see. Remember, you don't have to go super high with your bridge. Just enjoy the elevation, okay? So it's going to inhale to rise. Exhale. To soften here and just find a point that feels good to you. Might have to have a little play around. This for me feels really good. Again, you can always snuggle the shoulders a little bit here as well if you need a little bit of extra support. And you'll notice my knees start to splay out a little bit, so I have to just make sure that I'm keeping them in. Just taking a few rounds of breath here, and again, just, allow the tummy to get nice and full. Imagine it's like full of dinner. Imagine it's like a big Buddha belly or a balloon. Inhaling. If you start to feel a bit too much pressure on the back of the head or the neck, remember you can just lift, bring it down a notch. Tell you what I might do is I might just grip that other one to stop my knees splaying. Can of course have your block up, but for now, this feels good to me. You can even play around with kind of squeezing the block between your knees and drawing the belly button towards the back of the spine. A little bit of core engagement there. But it's just remembering to breathe. Really nice. Let's inhale and lift. Exhale, nice and slow, controlled. All the way back down to the mat. Nice. And then we can snuggle the shoulder blades. Remember, as we come into Shavasana, you can always use a little bolster underneath the underneath the knees. Snuggle the shoulders a little bit here. Bring the hands to belly or womb space. Taking a few full deep belly breaths as you bring your hands to the third eye. And maybe just taking a moment to imagine your little bubbling cauldron, all calm, maybe taking a sip. And as you take a little sip, just imagine beautiful, warm light trickling all the way down, throat into your belly. Nice full belly breaths, and then exhale. Excuse me. Just letting the calm wash over you. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale to sigh out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out. Give yourselves a little thank you for showing up today. I would like to thank you for taking some time to show up today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.